Colonial Pipeline says it's fully back online after a ransomware attack crippled the 5,500-mile supply route for several days. The shutdown led to panic buying and subsequent shortage of gasoline along the East Coast. Most, but not all, gas stations are back online, but the company says the pipeline is operating at full capacity. On a typical day, it's responsible for the delivery of some 100 million gallons of fuel from New Jersey to Texas. CBS News has learned the company paid a ransom to the hackers responsible for the attack. Michael Daniel is joining us now. He is the CEO of the Cyber Threat Alliance. It's a nonprofit that helps companies and organizations share cyber threat information. Michael, thank you for being here. Colonial Pipeline says that they are investing resources in cybersecurity. How much do you see this as a private industry problem versus a federal government problem?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Second, I would say that it's not really either or. It is both a federal government problem, it's a state and local government problem, and it's a private sector problem. Every aspect of our society, from the public sector to the private sector to nonprofits, should be investing in cybersecurity.
President Biden signed an executive order in the wake of the attack aimed at improving the nation's cybersecurity. Is it sufficient? And if not, what else needs to be done?
Well, I certainly think that cybersecurity executive order is an excellent foundation upon which to build. And when you read through it, it really focuses on enabling the federal government to get its house in better order and to start laying the foundation for work with the private sector to raise the level of cybersecurity across our ecosystem. What I would say is that what we need to do more of is we need to increase the scope, scale, and cadence of our disruption of the adversaries, and particularly really start to disrupt their business model, especially the ransomware business model, because it has simply become too big of a national security and public health and safety problem.
Are you worried about the implications of Colonial Pipeline paying that demanded ransom? Do you think that this will encourage additional attacks?
Well, unfortunately, it probably will. It's an impossible situation that many of our companies are in. In many situations, they feel like they have no choice but to pay the ransom, either because they'll go out of business or human lives or, prosperity are at stake. But I think from a society-wide standpoint, clearly it's really bad that all these companies are, feeling that they have to pay this ransom. And so we very much want to, as a society, we very much want to drive down the number of companies that are paying ransoms and drastically reduce the amount of money that's flowing to the bad guys through ransomware.
And Michael, DarkSide, the group behind the attack, is reportedly shutting down its ransomware service. What do we know about how this group operates?
Well, they're actually a relatively new group. They were only really identified back in August of 2020. But they operate like most of the ransomware gangs on the internet now, which is to say that they're actually pretty highly organized and they operate very much like a business. And they try to run it like a business. I mean, you've even seen that they have social media and other kinds of capabilities like that. So I think that, the private sector and the government are still trying to assemble a picture of DarkSide. I would say that, honestly, I think the most likely explanation for their supposedly shutting down is that they decided that brand name has probably gotten a little too hot, given the attack on the Colonial Pipeline, and so they're probably reconstituting under a different name.
Very interesting, as you say, that they are using social media. They're running more like a business. And as we've seen a number of high-profile attacks in the past few months, from schools to police departments, all of that makes me wonder, how are you seeing cyber threats evolve, and what do you think the future holds?
Well, I think that ransomware is an excellent example of where a threat has evolved from being primarily an economic nuisance a decade ago, 8 years ago, to what is now a full-blown national security, public health and safety, economic prosperity threat. And I think that the cyber threats in general have continued along that trajectory as we have connected more and more devices to the internet, as we've become more and more digitally dependent as a society. So I definitely think that the threat is continuing to get worse. And that's why I really support what the Biden administration has been doing to try to engage fully on the cybersecurity issues. But I think we really have to, step up our game and really focus on cyber threats as a national security threat.
All right. Michael Daniel, thank you.
Thank you for having me.